Hey guys, we'll try this again. I wanted to take Gage for a walk this morning and chat with you guys, but the deer flies are so terrible right now. The deer flies. I was hoping the bugs wouldn't be so bad early this morning. It's supposed to be a scorcher later, 30 degrees Celsius. Oh my. They're all over me. We literally made it a quarter mile down the road and that was it. We had to hightail it back to the house. They bite, they're nasty. Oh man, they've been here like a month. What? Just end bug season, just end. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today was a necrophonic session that I did and then a fall that I took. So I was out metal detecting with John the other day and I took a pretty nasty fall. You can still see a little bit of scratching and bruising on my face, but I came down this big rocky hill. We were heading down towards a creek and I tripped like halfway down the hill and I ended up, momentum carried me forward. I was trying to catch my footing and of course you're speeding up as you do that. And there were large rocks all over the place. Guys, I don't know how I didn't break an ankle. Where I came down, there was a 2-foot high rock sticking out of the ground and it kind of came to a point and it was flat on the one side and I slid to a stop. With the top of my head, I've got a big scrape right here and a bruise. I slid into that rock and that stopped me. Whoa, you okay? Did you hit your head, Gary? But again, I wasn't badly hurt. I literally got this scrape, this bruise and scrape, a scrape on my hand, scrape on my knee, and that was it. And it was almost to me like a freaking miracle that I, 4 more inches forward and my face, my head would have came down on that big pointed rock. I really can't tell you guys, like that rock, 6 more inches and my face would have come down on that rock. I can't tell you guys how lucky I am right now. And how this ties in is 2 days before out at Grant's I'd done a necrophonic session and we said, oh, it's starting to rain, make a run for it. And I kind of quickly walked across the trail, ducked under some tin that Grant had on sawhorses, and the spirits went off with this tirade of concern of, Gary, stop running, don't run, you're gonna regret it. I'll play that clip for you guys. Oh, it's pouring. After I heard all of that and I analyzed it on the computer, I said to Grant, it seems out of place. I said, we weren't running on the trail, and it just seemed out of place. And I'm wondering if they were, foreshadowing the events from 2 days ahead where I came tumbling down that hillside. So I have a couple of questions I want to ask Necrophonic about that incident. So again, I only ever like to use the reverb. I don't use the echo or the white noise. I find with the reverb on, the answers are a little bit longer. I can kind of make out more what they're saying, where they almost get clipped if reverb is not selected. So, good morning, spirits. I got to do my spirit protection prayer. Prayer of protection done. I want to ask the spirits, were you guys trying to warn me in that session out at Grant's that I was going to take that fall a couple days later while detecting with John? So the one thing I will say about this app, we know it's made for entertainment purposes, but I also know it works. that we can ask questions and we get answers and names of people that are only pertinent to the person asking. It says my family's names, grandparents, great-grandparents, and they're not common names for this era. So, what I want to say is sometimes we hear a lot of those clicking noises and the like we just heard there. I just write all that off because that's part of the built-in entertainment system in the app. But I do believe 100% this thing works. I can sit here, film this, ask it questions, and I don't even worry about, oh, I've got to cut and paste this into a story. No, I don't do that, guys. When I go to the computer and I analyze this, you guys get it in the exact same order that I ask questions. I do not cut and paste and make this fit over here. No, I don't do that. And that's the part that blows my mind. And I know a lot of you guys are using Necrophonic app as well with great results. So it's not just me. It's not just Grant. Grant uses a couple different apps. This stuff really works. The next question I want to ask Necrophonic is, did somebody help stop my fall that day? Did they... I just find it unbelievable that I didn't break a bone or have a serious injury on that pile of rocks. So did somebody help me? Can you say their name? Who helped me? Did Doug help me? I heard Doug's name. Okay, so again, also in every video, I hear Doug coming through. Now, you know, I've kind of made my peace with Doug. I told you guys about that. You know, that for the first 6 months, he hounded my dreams, and finally, eventually, I just had to say, look, you know what? The lesson he taught us here was a hard one. Betrayal. You know, somebody that you trust your entire life. From the time we were little kids, we hung out together. You know, he was in my wedding. Family. He was family, right? And Doug was a pedophile. That's the bottom line. And to forgive somebody for something like that. Now, he died last year at 45. He came back to town and he had a court date. And the day that he had his court date, he died of a massive heart attack. And that's the story of Doug. But it doesn't end there because Doug keeps coming through the box. I just heard his name at least twice. You know, and it said we have to go visit him in the last session out at Grant's. So I'm going to ask a question because I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go visit Doug. Where am I supposed to go up to your dad's camp? Or am I supposed to go somewhere else? Tell me where I'm supposed to visit you, Doug. Now, I also keep hearing another name, which I've only heard in the last session and this one. I think I heard it here. Ed. Ed was another guy that we used to go up to Brian's camp. Brian was Doug's stepfather. And Ed used to fish with us and camp with us up there. And in the last session, it actually said, missing Ed, sadly. So, you know, am I supposed to get a hold of Ed and bring Ed to visit when Grant and I go visit Doug? I want to ask you guys, when you do these sessions, those of you that are using Necrophonic, does it say your name all the time? It says my name. It says Grant's name. It says Doug. Also, in a transcending video we did, you know, it was on point again, Necrophonic. It was talking about us being bright gods. And I was talking about spiritual things and spirituality. And it was talking, you know, in those terms. So I want to ask, on that vein, I have a couple of questions, you know. If we're getting answers from something real, intelligent, that seems to be omnipresent as it's said in other videos, it will have answers. So I've got a couple of questions I want to just throw out to the universe that I always ask in my prayers and in my daily thoughts anyway. Let's see what kind of answer we get on Necrophonic. Where do we go? Where does the consciousness go when we fall asleep? Not here. Does consciousness live on after the mortal body perishes? I'm sending out light. Okay, so when I say I'm sending out light, I just concentrate on sending out good vibes, good energy, lightness, and I just send it out. And I sometimes envision people who I think need it, need a pick-me-up. Sometimes I just send it out in general. You know, maybe I envision the whole planet and I just send out some light and let it go where it's needed. I don't know, right? I'm not a spiritual guru. I don't know. Intuitively, I think I know these things. They seem to confirm that they say things like, we can use it. They ask to send out the light. So I want to ask a couple questions about the light. What is the light? Can I run out of light? Can I run out of light? Do I generate the light? Is there as much light as I can share? Can I just keep doing it forever? What is my purpose? Hope. How do I instill hope in others? I've gotten that message before. You know, so what am I supposed to do on a think bigger, grander scale to raise the energy of this place? I think that's what they're saying. It's my job to partake in that, to bring hope. This is what they keep saying. Don't talk over each other. Okay, I'm going to make a rule because it's very hard to break down. These guys talk over each other, and it's hard for us to receive your messages when you talk over each other. Can I ask that you only talk one at a time and that you give one specific message at a time, which you guys usually do, but sometimes we have other people interjecting on our sessions. Okay? Speaking about that, let's test that. I know they're going to answer. Our two murder victims that we've investigated before, can we hear from them? Can they come forward and give us a message? All right, we also got information in the last session out at Grant's. And I want to ask about this theory that I mentioned, which was Jack and Carol were killed over a gun deal gone wrong. A voice came through the box and it said, "How many guns are you going to bring me?" Male voice. Female voice answered 100. So, were Jack and Carol involved in the mafia, and was there a gun deal gone bad? And is that why they were murdered back in 1969? Okay, so where do I go from here? I guess the final thing, because I've got a lot of stuff, it'll take me a full day to analyze, a 15-minute session out here. Do the spirits have a message for me? Alright guys, a lot of stuff to analyze there. Not a really focused session. I just had lots of questions, little bits and pieces I wanted to ask about, so we'll just title this Necrophonic Test 8 and see what we get. Thanks for watching.